Hi friends, this is Saurabh Parikh. I represent ProThoughts and I'm going to present something to you today, some very interesting concept as a part of the Pro-Adept series. The challenging concept that I'm going to present to you today is called earned value management. Most of you would have not heard about this. Many of you would be wondering what this earned value management is all about. The great project managers of the world uses this particular beautiful tool to do the cost control. This is a part of the project cost management in the project management, and I'm going to take you through next 5 minutes with this particular tool. What is the tool all about and when should you use this particular tool? So welcome once again. Earned value management. Earned value. The value earned in the project. Now, how do we define this value earned in the project? Now, I can define the value as a generic term value. I can define it in terms of number of hours that you spend versus number of hours that you planned. I can define the value as the cost that I spent versus the budget which I planned. I can define the value in terms of deliverables executed versus deliverables planned. So this execution and planning and the comparison between them and the variances that we come up with in terms of plan minus actuals or actual minus plan, this is whole ball game about earned value management. So let's take a small example. And probably try to learn the earned value management. What is earned value management? Let's say there is a small project which is 3-month project. The project sponsor has authorized an amount of US dollars 3,000. This is the amount which has been budgeted for the project. So I put 3,000 here. A time phase budget is equally divided into 3 phases. The project starts on March 1 and the project ends on May 31st. Every month, my budget is $1,000. This is the monthly budget for me. This is my time phase budget, which is equally divided into 3 months. As you all know, the cost curve in the project is always an S curve. So I draw this S curve as my budget line, which is already there in terms of 3,000 US dollars. Now, what do I do on March 31st? I'm trying to monitor the expenditure on my project for a month versus what was planned. So let's say I planned $1,000 to be expended. That means I do have $1,000 in my pocket to be spent. Now, if I just go and spend the same amount of money, that's $1,000, right? Here it's in a dotted line. That would be a most ideal situation for me, isn't it? That's called actual cost or actual expenditure. When I spend $1,000, which I had in my pocket, I'm left with zero. But does that indicate how much of a work I have completed? No. You are assuming that you have completed the work worth $1,000. But that may not be a reality. The reality could be your work, instead of 100%, which is your assumption, instead of 100%, your work is completed only 75%. Or instead of 100%, you would have completed 125%. That's possible. So let's assume that you have done only 75% of the work. What happens? What happens to your schedule? What happens to your cost? And what happens to your project as a whole? Friends, in the second part of this particular series, we'll come back about this and I'll show you what happens. It's a very interesting concept. Stay put through. Thank you for attending this. If you like this particular video, please go ahead and like them. Please ensure that you subscribe to the video to have the sessions on the following sessions on the same series. For now, thank you very much and goodbye.